god, I'm doing it again. Second week in a row. I'm so consistent. I'm doing it again like I said I would to myself and to you. 100 people who've seen it so far. Hell to the fuck, yeah. Love talking for long periods of time on end. Podcast era. I'm gonna be a part of it. How's it going, guys? Welcome to No Star Power. Last time, I didn't explain the title of the show because I was thinking I wouldn't call it that. I didn't even know what I was doing. Like I said, it was on a spur-of-the-moment thing. I just set up the thing, and I have this ring light like I'm a fucking makeup influencer. I don't know why I have it. It's because I did ASMRs, okay? I bought it for satirical reasons, and now I have one. So yeah, whatever. Sue me. Could have bought a really cool, hot spotlight, and it would have been maybe a little cooler. But I've got the fucking ring light, and I just set it up, and I went, I'm just going to start talking like I do after I have a tea and my mom's around, and she wants to have a chat, and I do the same thing, except I just set up the camera. Took a load off her, so you can actually just enjoy her morning instead of having me go, so have you heard about, and this and that, and this, listen to these bits, listen to this story that I came up with, okay? So imagine I got sidetracked. No star power. I explained it in the description, and it's really a fun reason, which is kind of strange now, which I'll explain. No star power is actually it's based on this. Basically, what happened was I have this show that's called Anxiety Boys. Okay, I made it with a bunch of my friends. Okay, and we, I was like, I wrote it and put all the scripts together. Is a fucking nightmare for various reasons. Putting the fucking final script together is a fucking nightmare. But it was like the first time I'd ever written a script where, like, while I was writing it, I was like feeling things. Like I actually cried a couple times when the main character was like, at the end of Act 2, like when he was like getting, I won't tell you, I won't spoil it, but there's some sad moments. And I remember writing it and feeling like upset for this guy. And I was like, why am I crying? As I took a sip from my Canadian rye whiskey. Why am I crying? It's funny. Wow. Come on, let's finish this up, big dog. I call myself big dog when I talk to myself, especially when I'm writing. Let's finish this thing up, big dog. Woo! That's how I wrote it. POV, my computer screen. Right. Neat. Not on the rocks. Because on the rocks it's for fucking pussies. You like the taste of the thing? Yeah, go all the way. Neat. Breathe it in. Do that thing. Except you're supposed to do it with wine. I do it with fucking 90 proof alcohol. Turns into a vapor in my mouth. Just disappears. And then I'm fucking drunk as hell. Anyway, that's a lie. No star power. Basically, I made the show, and it was a really crazy experience, really bittersweet at points, but ultimately very fucking awesome. And we shot it 2 weeks before quarantine started. So we finished the last day of filming on the 1st of March 2020. And then 2 weeks later, it was like I was taking a shit, and then it said, CDC is declaring it a pandemic. And I went, oh, and I locked it, plop, took another little dookie after I read it, and then jumped in the shower and was just silent. I was like, wow, pandemic, wow. And then here we are, and I was like, I guess this will be a wild ride. I went downstairs, I was like, Dad, the NBA just canceled the Raptors game. Did you hear about that? And he's like, I know, this is nuts, eh? Wow. We were kind of jittery. And, when it first started, we were all like, oh, I guess I'm going to need to know how to spend my time away from work, Oh, boy, I'm going to have to FaceTime the grandparents for the next couple weeks. Little did we know that that it would be much less funny than that. Although some people, I was watching a stand-up comic saying this the other day, so I'm not going to pretend I'm coming up with that myself, but I was thinking it. That's why it's a good joke. Is that some people just had a good quarantine. Some people just had I say that, but some people are probably like, yeah, I know, that sucks that I didn't get to see my grandmother's dog as much. But I was like, no, it sucked that I, saw who I really am and had to fucking deal with that. Anyway, so fucking got sidetracked again. I'm hungover today. I'm a little less energetic and focused. Give me a fucking break. Okay. I'm watching, not watching, started off the sentence the wrong word. I was basically trying to pitch this show because we finally filmed it, okay? And then I was editing it through quarantine, which was my way of killing time. I was living with my dad, and I was just editing the whole time and talking to my friends. We were sending it back and forth. Actually, Victor Oli, my buddy, helped me edit it. Motherfucking did the first pass on all the episodes. Did a fucking fantastic first job because I hate organizing all that shit. And he did a fantastic job. Shout out to Victor Oli. Fantastic cinematographer. And then I kind of polished it up, and then anyway, all this shit later, all this finishing it up and all, it takes so long, and it's a bittersweet process because at first you fucking hate it and you're like, what have we done? I'm dancing around in a dress and this episode is not coming together. This isn't right. This is bad. This is really bad. It gets, I went to my dad and went, Dad, this is really bad up here, And he went, Ben, I'm on a Zoom call with my fucking work. You smell like shit. Get the fuck away from me, or I will throw this empty bottle of Jack at your lifeless body once I've already fucking smacked you down. Like a smackdown in an MMA, WWE. No, he doesn't talk to me like that. We're really close friends. And, no, I finished the whole thing, and then we pitched it with this company. I don't know if I should say. Probably just not. Whatever. And this production company helped us pitch it and had all these connections, and they liked it, and they're like, oh, we really like it. And I was kind of finishing the episodes as they were watching them, so they were getting like this little release as I was finishing them, and they're like, I want to find out what happens next. So I was getting all excited. I was like, oh, these people actually like it, and they're like network people. So I was like psyched. And then we pitched it, and then nobody wanted to even talk to me about it, which is, I tend to sound kind of sour when I say that. And I'm not. I do like to I'm going into this industry. I've heard it's fucking cutthroat. This is my first time ever pitching anything. I'm not being too hard on myself or the project or whatever. I'm not even sour. But I thought it was funny that the reason why we didn't actually get it was that they kind of quoted there being not enough star power or no star power. And that basically means there's no like movie stars. There's no like notable names in it, which I think is really funny because it sounds like it's just like straight up dissing me, and obviously didn't expect to be a star at first look. Them go, oh, this is that guy Ben Ball who has 1,000 views on an Adult Swim show. I didn't expect it. I just thought it was kind of funny and ironic that it's like, oh, it's me. I'm the reason it didn't work. So that made me laugh. We had some amazing performers though, who I don't include in that list of no star powers because to me they're fucking stars. One of my favorite stand-ups in Toronto, Jackie Pirico, is in it. Roger Bainbridge, who I didn't know much about before, but he did a fantastic job. And Tim Blair from Tall Boys. So we had some really good people on the team, but the American networks don't know those people. Nor do they know me because that was like the first major thing I've done. So anyway, fucking ramble, no star power. I was talking to a friend of mine's mom, and she was like, well, why don't you just make your next project called No Star Power? It was like a kind of a self-deprecative issue, like kind of name. And I was like, hey, that sounds kind of funny actually. So that's the reason, and that's the fucking story, and that's it. And that's the whole entire story. Oh my god. Anyway, so that's the name of the thing. And I just think it sounds cool too. So No Star Power will be the name of the podcast. But then ironically, Anxiety Boys, just after I filmed the first episode of this thing, got officially selected for the Stareable Web Series Festival, which is the biggest web series festival in the US, which is fucking sick. And it's in New York City. So I get to go to New York City in October and, see it on the big screen and hope some people fucking come and see it. So, not saying it's blowing up or it got picked up, but it's better than nothing, Maybe they'll watch it and could you imagine if I brought it in and they were like, it's good. There isn't no star power in it. There's like no. Did you notice there's not like any Tom Cruise moments? Or did you notice that Will Ferrell wasn't even in it? Because that actually made it kind of worse. And I didn't even get what the fuck was going on. Because it's just this fucking guy in a dress who I don't even know. What the fuck? How will we ever be able to sell this? I'm so sour. I said I wasn't sour, but I guess subconsciously I am learning stuff about myself. Anyway, fucking hell, Anxiety Boys, that was fun. And, you know, it'll have like a life after having finished it and thrown it up online. And I'm looking forward to what that'll be. I'm looking forward to the beginning of some other stuff I have planned, which I'm not going to disclose now because if they don't come to light, it's very, very embarrassing. And that's happened so many times in my life. If you're creative, and you have all these ideas and you want to execute one of them, or you want to move towards one of them, or a couple of them at a time, or a few of them at a time, or whatever the fuck, you I don't know if you vibe with it, like if you know what I mean. I'm sure you do, but it's like when you tell everyone you're gonna do something and then something gets in the way, or you just kind of like you realize it's too ambitious, or like it's like you don't got enough money for it, or something falls through, some bullshit falls through, and you have to like not do it. Has that ever happened to you? Because I used to do that as like a young man, like even as like a teenager. Like I remember this one time I had this friend in middle school, and we used to talk excitedly about making this video game, and I was still skeptical because I was like, "Is this possible?" And he was like the video game guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, totally, yeah, 100%." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have the software. I have 3D Studio at home, and I know exactly how to use it." And I was like, "Okay, so I'll just like come over and we'll just start. Like I'm fucking down." And I started coming up with a story, and I'll be like, "I'll be the story guy," and he's like, "Cool, man." And it's like, "I'll be the model designer," and all, you know. And I was like, "Okay, sick." So I started like, I would tell my family over dinner and be like, "So I'm making a video game." My mom asked, "How's the meatloaf?" The meatloaf is good. But we're gonna be eating we're gonna be eating duck confit, bitch, because this is about to go down. We're about to make the next Red Dead Redemption. I was like, we're gonna make a fucking zombie apocalypse game. I forget what the game was. Actually, I think I was smart enough to make it simple as fuck. And I was actually really excited. And so my point is, it was really, really disappointing when it just didn't happen, because of course we went over to his house, and then he was like playing Xbox. Not, you know, huge respect, love this guy. You know, I'm just goofing, but yeah, he's like sitting on his couch and he's like playing Xbox, and I was like, "So like, are we gonna?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, let me show you." And he like pulled up a chair, and then he's just like looking at this blank space on like this really fucking complicated like Studio 3D. It's like Photoshop, but with like 4 dimensions, and it's like grayscale because it was an older version of it. So you're just looking at like, it looks like just a bunch of fucking symbols, like an alien motherboard. And he was just sitting there like, "Yeah, so new project, okay, new studio space or whatever it's called." And then he went, I don't know, do you want to play Gears of War? And then I was just like, fuck, it's gonna happen. I knew it. In fact, I didn't know it because I was learning a lesson, which is why I'm telling the story. I later was like, fuck, that feels bad. Not because it was their fault or anything, but I was just like, never again do I want to get all hyped up about something and then not carry it out. The thing is, it happens so much, and it still is happening, and it happens all the time. It's not like I've never done it again, but the new thing is that I am, to a fault, I will like point out the flaws in a concept if somebody's pitching it to me or I'm pitching it to myself, because I desperately want to make sure it's feasible before I actually get excited about it. Fail at it all the time. Don't do it properly all the time, but I make the effort. You know, I'll get all ambitious and I'll be like, I'm going to be in a play. Like a few months ago, I was like, it's time for me to get onto the stage. Not stand up. I'm going to write a play, guys. Yeah, I know. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, no more movies for me. No more TV. Sorry, Adult Swim. Hello, Soul Pepper Theater. Hello, Young Players. Hello, Mervish Theater. My name up in lights. I'm going to start a whole entire new career path. And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, what the fuck did I say last night? Do you remember that? They're like, Ben, don't pretend you don't remember. I was, what? They're like, we know you're faking just so you don't have to admit that you're not going to follow through. I didn't follow through what? Follow through what? Like, you are a fucking fake asshole. You are a fake asshole. I'm like, what? What? I'm a fake what? Okay, so I have this idea. No more ideas. I have this new idea. Hear me out. Okay? So I'm going to get it really, really into Bitcoin. I'm going to put all my money on it when it's high. And then I'm going to document it just to show people. It's going to be like a documentary. They're like, are you improvising this right now? It sounds very improvised. No. What are you doing? No, I'm not. Which one is it? You can't say yes and no at the same time. Isn't it? You're a fucking joke. But Anxiety Boy's out. Yeah. But what else? What's next? Huh? What's next? Now that's me talking to myself. That's what I say to myself all the time. And I'm that mean to myself all the time. Hey, leave a comment if you're the same. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe because I'm going to be doing these every week. Okay? And it's just going to be me. And maybe at some point I'm going to bring in, like I said last time, I might bring in like some guests and I might put somebody up in like the corner like this and like do interviews and shit like that. And, maybe like sit with somebody and kind of like turn it into a two-person thing every once in a while. I don't fucking know, but it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be doing it every week, okay? Because it's easier to do than dressing up in characters and actually like getting all that shit sorted because I only have a handful of characters. And then the ones that I'm trying for the first time sometimes don't work out. I have a little archive of like 3 or 4 full videos that I made in different characters that I never released because I watched them back like this. No. Oh, no. And they'll never see the light of day, and it's just not worth it when it's like that, So all you creatives that I acknowledged a minute ago, I don't know, take from that what you will. And then go fuck yourself, because you're never going to be as good as me. I am going to usurp everybody in the industry and be the best. Yugi, soon all of the attention will be for me. You fell into my trap card. Welcome to the premiere of my show, where all of you will be paying attention to me. Soon, all of the attention will be mine. Fools. That's, yeah. So when I say that to people when I'm like at like an event and they're like the other people on the bill, it doesn't go over so well. But at least I'm being different, right? Because everyone else is like, good job. And I love your movie. And I hope you like mine. Maybe we can collaborate. And I come in with a fucking trench coat and spiked up hair. And I go, move aside. I will have 1 double gin on the rocks. I like undo like a thing. And a huge thing of fucking hair comes out. And everyone's like, who's this asshole? And I pull out one of those old fashioned like turn of the century like guns with like a fucking cannon opening on it. And I go, move, like steampunk shit. I go, fucking all the attention will be for me. Ha 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 ha. They're like, he's such a fool. He's an idiot. It's not the way it's supposed to go. I like to do that when I lie about something. No, I didn't. Hey, I didn't do that, no. They're like, yes, you fucking did. No, I didn't. They're like, your eyes are shifting. No, they're not. You're trying so hard not to do it. No, no. You have such an easy tell. I'm going to be a poker player. That's the worst idea. I'm telling you, I'm giving you feedback as a friend. You're not my friend. Well, you just lost a friend. Please be my friend. So don't be your friend. It's the same guy. I fucking told you I'm secretly me again. It's me. Where'd the smoke come from? How'd I fucking smoke? Where'd he go? Oh, he's over there. He's climbing out the window. Get him. That's my attitude towards the whole thing. Fools. I'm joking. I love my fellow peers. I love me fellow peers. Fuck. Alright. What else? Fuck you, God. You know what you done to me, huh? I haven't got the slightest clue. It's over for you, buddy. I'm going with the guy downstairs. Dabs. I'll give him dabs without even looking, bro. Him and I are close as fucking fuck. Yo, I'm gonna use her name in vain real quick. God damn it. Jeez. Sorry, yo. I'm a fallen angel. I'm a fucking fallen angel. Oh, man. Fucking hell. I drank last night. You know, I talked last week about when I drink and I start to get kind of like anxious and second guessy. Guess what happened? It happened again. Guess what happened? It happened. Where I woke up and I was like, texting people just to reach us to have somebody respond to me. Hey, what's up? 7 a.m. I can't sleep because alcohol woke me up early. Okay. Well, I can sleep, and I just heard a little loud ding in my ear, so don't text me that early in the morning. Okay, yeah, sorry. I still have to apologize to that person. I still have to get back to them right now, actually. Fuck. Just kidding. No more apologies. Yeah, bro. My New Year's resolution, I'm starting early. I'm starting right now, as of August 1st. Today is the 31st. No more apologizing. No more apologizing. Could you imagine if that was the takeaway for like I think I'm learning a lesson and that's my takeaway? There are people out there who just who probably fucking get misguided into thinking that certain lessons are the lesson of something, and then they fucking by the end realize like, oh, that's not right. It's like fucking, yeah, bro. Fucking got hit by a car. Wasn't looking both ways. This time, no more roads for me. I'm out. No more cities, just fields and boats and open water and fields. Don't you dare bring a road close to me, you fucking cocksucker. You understand? If I see a fucking road come near me, oh boy, I am not looking both ways. I'm crossing that bitch easy. Ain't nobody gonna make me look both ways, bitch. I try to cross it. Oh no, got hit. Oh, my life changed. Can't believe that car came out of nowhere. Well, if I don't go near no roads, can't get hit by one now, can I? Yeah, just fields and oceans and boats for me, bitch. And the moon. I'm going to the moon, baby. But first I gotta go to the grocery store. Ah, shit, it's across the road. I guess I'll just starve. I got a can of Pringles. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Welcome back to No Star Power. I'm gonna go right back into it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. In my fucking tummy. Am I going to drink again tonight? The question is he going to drink again tonight? I'm always burping during these, dude. I think I'm burping all the time, and I just don't notice it until I'm actually rolling, because I'm like, I better not. I have to hear it in these bitches. I got a problem with burping. I got tickets to a fucking soccer game. Soccer is so fucking dope to see live, but I don't give a fuck about what's going on. It's like baseball. I don't give a fuck what's going on. And you know what? I love hockey, and hockey is worse live. Fight me on it. Hockey's worse live. I like the announcers, and I like the music, and I like the, you can barely tell when they score when you go and see it live. What happened? Oh, they're dead. It's like your buddies like playing shinny. And there's the music they play when they do score and stuff like that, so I guess you can tell. And there's lights and sirens. And there's lights and there's sirens, but what? You telling me that I'm supposed to know that the puck went in the net? There's sirens all the time. No, I just got used to. I just got used to hearing like, oh, and he's coming up to, this has been a great year for him, and he's got 2 kids now. No, that's not what the shit they say. I sound like I'm pretending I watch sports. I'm just out of it. I don't think that's actually, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Hockey, I'm just not a big fan of when it's live as much as what I like watching it at home. Basketball, fucking so good live. Just as good, if not better than, obviously better, I would say, than being at home. Baseball, shitty both ways, in my opinion, but better live because at least you get hot dogs and peanuts. And you get to go with your daddy-o, and it's a nice father-son, father-daughter, daughter-mother, or they-them parents and they-them kids experience. Or you don't have to be labeled as a parent. Like, I'm sorry if I left anyone out. Yeah. A little bit about me. I live in Toronto, Ontario. So all the people watching this who, there's that Pixar movie coming out that takes place here. And that brings me a lot of joy because I really like Pixar, even though it's a Disney Pixar co-production, which usually are worse, but it'll still be good. And it's based on this girl who, when she gets really frustrated / anxious about her overbearing mother, she turns into basically like a raccoon monster, which is so cute because there are raccoons all around the city, and that's like a big part of what like the city's identity and geography, ecosystem, or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? There's raccoons everywhere and our garbage and shit is what I'm saying. I'm not lying. They're everywhere. So they're making a movie about it. It's fucking sick. Pixar, and it's called something. Forget what the fuck it's called. It's called like Rawr or something like that. Some shaky. But it takes place in Toronto, and it's so dope, and I love that shit, and I'm very excited. So all the people who are in Toronto, leave a comment and say, hey, yo, if you watch this, if you got this far, you leave a comment right now saying Hinger Dinger Dargan. Like, that's one SpongeBob episode. Hinger Dinger Dargan, and don't you dare make a typo, because wow, that could go real wrong for you with those words, especially the middle one. You'd have to really fuck it up, but it could be bad. But do that, because all the people who have watched it, who tell me, hey, really good podcast, man, I'll be like, where was your comment? And then I can fucking cut out all the haters. And then eventually it'll just be me in my room. And that's all I want. Just kidding. I'm not a paranoid mess. Do you guys follow that Instagram page, Positive Affirmations? That's kind of what I was just doing. I am not giving in to my social pressures. I am Field of Dreams. I am, and like, it's just like little cute, like hilariously worded positive affirmations in like, with like a bizarre like background that just has like nice colors and it's super positive, so cute. And it's run by this, I think, Scandinavian dude who sometimes goes on live, and he, you guessed it, is the sweetest, most wholesome guy of all time. And I think you need to give that a follow. Positive Affirmations, give it a follow, and give me a subscribe, and give me a thumbs up, and give me the comment, Hinger Dinger Dargan, just so I know none of you fucking coincidentally type the right thing. No star power. Coming to you every, I think, Tuesday. Okay? It's going to be coming to you every fucking Tuesday. If you want to get on my podcast, and you can fool yourself, because it's just going to be me. Sorry, that was fucking horrifying. I can hear everything you're hearing, and that was terrible. I'm sorry about that. I'm watching the Olympics. It's Tokyo 2020 right now. And, okay, they're doing the track and field shit, and people are getting, like, disqualified, like, left and right. I'm being fully serious right now. And they're getting disqualified for, like, going, or, like, not even, it'd be like that. Like, a fucking fraction of a millionth of a second before they go. And I'm sure all you runner buffs, because I know there are tons of track buffs out there ready to go off in the comments. I'm sure you're like, well, it's because it'll screw up the other athletes, and even if they, like, a fucking millimeter counts in the long run, no pun intended. I know there's some fucking reason, okay? There's probably some bullshit ass reason, but as just a regular viewer to the sport, I think it's bullshit. And you see these people's dreams get crushed. I didn't turn the TV on to watch somebody get so, like, humiliated and have their dream crushed for a bullshit ass reason, walking off the thing like, what the fuck? Like, if your Olympic career is ending, you should at least know, it's because I kind of fucked up. Like, these people are going, because it's like this new rule or whatever. Like, it's like newly, like, you used to get like 3 chances, and also it was less strict. It wasn't like a millionth of a second. It's literally if you took a step before the shot. And now it's like, and then they're like, you're out of there. The last 4 years that changed your fucking life. You worked so hard, and it was through a pandemic, and you're from like Sudan. Get out of here. Get the fuck out. Why are you shaking so much, buddy? Like, that's what they did. What's this? What was this? I was surprised. They dealt, like, the linesman or whatever was, like, really rude. The guy got up and was like, what? He went, what? You look like an idiot. You moved. What, are you undermining me? You don't believe that there's a... Watch the replay. Right there, see? Your toe. It shifted. Get the fuck off the... Dude, get off the pitch before I fucking while out. I might be 70, but I'm about to fucking kick you in the shin so bad. Get out. I'm so mad you're over there and I'm looking here. That means, like, instinctually it means there's about to be one of these. So they have no choice, and then they have to go off. And it's awful. I think that's awful. Like, I just watched a diving thing where one of our Canadian, I think she was like a bit of a veteran. She still has some chances to come back to the Olympics. But she was like, just like her first dive didn't go so great. And then so her next dive, she kind of got psyched out, it seemed like. And it was a really high difficulty. And it was designed to like get her ahead of like the Chinese, like fucking, absolute like savant diver who was like so fucking perfection. So she was like, I gotta get ahead of her. So the second dive was gonna be like really difficult. And since she kind of fucked up the first one, I could see it in her head because we're all human and I know exactly what's going on in her head. She's like, all this pressure, all these years. And then she like she like got into position kind of wrong. And then she realized if I do this and I do it wrong, I can hurt myself, which is code for fucking belly flop and make a big ass fool of myself. So instead, I'll just kind of whoop. And then she just like pencil dived in. And it was so humiliating, and I felt for her so badly, but I couldn't help but be like, oh my God. Because whenever anything is like very devastating, I laugh. Unless it's very, very like actually devastating. I'm not a sociopath. But like when it's like, oh my God, all the buildup. And it's just like, she just pencil dives in and then just like swims out. And then her like other Canadian like teammate or whatever like fucking nails it. Whoosh. She's like on the podium like, and then this girl's like in the hot tub like, with a mic in her face, like, can we get a interview? What are your thoughts? What happened there? What happened? Dude, could you imagine? You get fired from your job, like your career job, and then your wife leaves you, and then there's a person there going, so the world is watching. What happened? You really screwed it. So why'd you screw up? And it's not even just your life that you screwed up. You're wearing a Canadian flag and it's symbolically fucking letting us all down. So what happened? Could you fucking imagine? And she was just like so good about it. I didn't want to hurt myself because, I did my first thing and I could feel I wasn't getting into the position right. And it's high difficulty, right? So I wanted to protect my safety. I have 3 more years of this. So I'm just grateful to be here and it's not over yet. I'm not going to give up. And I was like, I almost cried. I was like, oh my God. That was amazing because I would have been like, what? Sorry, what? Ooh, you'd like to try that, wouldn't you? I would love to see you get up there. In fact, get up there. I'll hold the mic. Get up there. What are you doing? Get off me. What the fuck are you doing? Please. Hey. Whoa. I didn't say anything. Help. This is unfair. That would be me. Dude, I can't believe there are people like that out there. Jesus Christ. I'm literally doing an impression of like something I've seen before. Like that's so fucked up that people deal with shit like that. She was I would not be like that, but I definitely don't think I'd be like, not going to give up. Like she's thinking about all the little girls who are watching her probably and all the people she's inspiring. And she's like, I can't let them see that I'm like, I want to cry and like scream, which she probably did when she went backstage. So human, because of course she would and anyone would. But it's like, good for her. And my point being, she just knew. She's like, well, yeah, I got disqualified. I just like kind of choked and I couldn't do it. But these guys are like, just kind of like doing like a little shift. Not even, it was like, and then it was just like, yeah, go back to your, Get out of here. You got to go back to your poverty-stricken country. I know you were building up to this point and could really use it and could use the fucking satisfaction of a win or even some sort of placement or even just fucking doing the thing. But no. We saw you flinch. Out of here. Sorry, buddy. Fucking hell, man. I don't know. For me, it's like making movies and shit. It's like you make one. What's like the equivalent? It's like, you know, you always. Yeah. It's like if you. The whole thing, the way that the industry tends to work, I've heard and read in my industry in film, is that like if you make a bad movie, you get another chance, but you get less of a budget. And this is starting from the place where maybe you were given your, you know, first chance already, which was a small budget. Then it went really well, and then you have like another. Then you had like a bigger chance with a higher budget, and then maybe that went well, and then a couple go well. But then even if you are like have a stellar track record, you have one like bomb failure, like pencil dive off the diving board, you're back down to your next like almost indie budget, which is still like millions of dollars, but they're not letting you do Avengers anymore. Or like Thor Ragnarok or Thor fucking whatever. I was just going to try and come up with a funny thing, but I was going to say butt plug, and that's so fucking stupid. I don't know why butt plug came to my head. Anyway, and then they bring you back down, and then if you fail at that, they're like, all right, well, it was great having you in the cultural pool, but nobody wants to hear from you anymore. Nobody wants your art anymore. Thanks. Thank you. Bye. You fucked up twice. You didn't make us money, so get the fuck out of here. You know who that happened to? David O. Russell. Look it up. Look up the movie he made after Silver Linings Playbook. Sorry. Would it have been American Hustle? It was right after American Hustle, I think. Oh my God. I wish I had the technology to like do like a trailer reaction. I don't know why I went on Instagram, because I'm a fucking psycho and I'm addicted to it, and my brain just went, you're supposed to be doing something else, and you're literally filming yourself, and people are waiting, but you're going to go to Instagram instead. I'm a psycho. Okay, David O. Russell. I want you to look this up. Okay? And maybe for next week, I'll set it up so that I can actually like watch it on my laptop and then have it play in even like and then I'll edit it in or something. Oh my God. It's called... Actually, no, he got another chance. He made that movie Joy. But in between American Hustle and Joy, just look it up. It's called Nailed with an exclamation mark. And nobody knows what the fuck this movie is. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it. It's got James Marsden or something like that. James Marsden. Bill Hader's in it. Oh, no. Kirstie Alley. Tracy Morgan. Huge cast. And it just... Catherine Keener? Jesus Christ. And it has a 20 Metascore and a 4.1 out of 10 on user rating. You know, he was given another chance. Kind of destroyed my point because I thought he didn't actually get another chance, but he made Joy. But I bet you any money it's a way lower budget than American Hustle was. So that being said, I think that's probably the equivalent to like fucking up at the Olympics. But still, it's not like, oh, you see that part of your budget there? That doesn't add up. Yeah. See that little... No, the part there. Yeah, your producer didn't budget in the lighting rig properly. So we're a bit over budget. And you're like, oh, fuck. And they go, no, like, you're done. You want to lose this fucking money? You're done, asshole. There's another person whose place you're taking. All the other people here are trying their best, and you didn't fucking budget right. So take a hike, fucker. Take a hike, asshole. Take a hike, asshole. I'm the money, man. I'm the one giving you the money, and you're gonna put the decimal in the wrong place? That's like an extra $1,000 out of whose pocket? Do you want me to open a lemonade stand, you piece of shit? Then get walking out of the studio. And you're like, what about all that money that I already spent that we're just gonna ditch? Well, we have to set a precedent, don't we? Precedent. We don't want people doing this ever again, do we? What you mean like flinching at the start line? Flinching at the start line, flinching. It's the rules! It's the rules! I didn't even get to start shooting. Woo! Woo! Okay, I'll go. Woo! Fuck, I'm just getting geared up. It's like, Jesus Christ. James Brooks? Okay, fine. Don't produce my movie. Oh, fucking hell, I couldn't imagine. People are ruthless, bro. Institutions are ruthless, man. How are we doing? Are we still recording, man? Fuck, it looks so loud. Why does it look so fucking loud? Have I been recording too loud? It sounds okay. Anyway, I just find that stupid, man. And my dumb brain isn't working right now. So I'm going to look for another headline and I'm going to come up with something else to talk about. Don't know anything about the Leafs, so I don't want to comment on that. Scarlett Johansson sues Disney over Black Widow streaming release. Suing. Is everything just shitty in the news? Is everything just shit? Look at that. Bob Odenkirk had a heart attack. Just a little cherry on top. Bob Odenkirk. I'll talk about Bob Odenkirk. I was just watching. I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I was on the third episode. Like I watched the first season before, I think, but I just for some reason didn't keep watching it. Fucking genius about that show, and this is not going to be an original thought probably because you've all probably already thought of it, but I really like the theory behind comedy and film. I just love the artistry of taking a flaw in your character that you probably have, run into issues with or beaten yourself up over or seen a pattern of people holding it against you or, like for obviously what I'm getting at is Larry David being super neurotic and super like over the top and really and like stubborn, like extremely stubborn. And he just based a whole show around that premise. It's so simple and it's so good and it's an endless well of material because what you're working with is the endless well, which is the brain of Larry David, who has this lifetime of experience of probably being this kind of like having like an, I would say, it's all conjecture, so I don't know, but it seems like he's probably pulling from real life. At least, obviously, he's exaggerating. He doesn't have to apologize as much as he does in the show, I would imagine. But I would hope. But it's like, that's just so great because then now you're watching this thing and you're like, this dude, first of all, is showing us like everything that, at least in this version of himself in the description, it's like he's able to kind of riff on, something that otherwise, maybe people in his real life would be like you're being fucking annoying and you're getting in the way of this and that, but you're watching the show and you're like, this is actually fucking comedy gold. And that's the thing. If you're an artist and I'm still young and I'm still green, but I'm learning things as I go and I can be pretty sure of some things at this point in my life. And one thing is that when you're making art, okay, I used to make stuff and I would just be like, this concept is going to drive the whole thing, the idea. So it's a barista and they live in Seattle, okay? Because it's in the States, seaside vibes. I like the vibe of the seaside. This and that, and this. And he's a little bit in over his head, but he's a fucking spy, secretly. But it'll be really funny because a contradiction between... No, it's like... If you want to make something really good, you have to start within. As corny as it sounds, and I had to change voices because I was going to say that with a straight face, but it sounds too corny. But seriously, you have to start with something that you have to get to know yourself, and then you have to be like, okay, what, maybe not from within and you maybe, but like at least your perspective on certain experiences you've had. So, it can even go into other art forms like cooking, everybody's always like, it's like my mama used to make. It'll be like a nostalgic thing. It's close to home. And there's that passion that goes into it. And like I said, it's an endless well of product. Or, if you want to look at it as a business sense, if like the money man is bothering you in your business and you need to give him or her something to work with. If they want how can we know this will be consistent? This will run for 10 seasons. You'd be like, well, it's because it's about a guy who fucks up all the time and has to apologize all the time. Which I've done my whole life, and I've garnered this beautiful perspective to just laugh it off. And why don't we just make a show based on that perspective? It'll never run out until I die or get burnt out or get uninterested in this. I think that's kind of part of the key. And it's like a chef. It's like, how are you going to open this restaurant and keep it running and keep people fed and keep, like, you know, what's the menu? What are you just burger joint? You're like, no, my mother, she has a secret blend of spices. Okay? And it's the way she used to do. And I'm getting emotional about this. I have designed a menu based on different locations around my own neighborhood. Those are the names and the smells and the tastes, and I'm using the coral from the reef from which we came. Changed accents because it started to get maybe a little offensive. You never know. You'll never know, Tommy Shelby. Woo! So anyway, am I making sense? You decide. Nervous tummy. Do you ever think about something really, really scary and it makes you want to throw up? I do that mainly when I'm hungover because I'm already kind of nauseous anyway. I really fucking hope that this festival that I made it into doesn't get shut down by COVID. Can you all put a prayer for me in the good old prayer jar? Doodle-doo-doo. I know you're probably not religious, but maybe you are. Bada-bada. Can you just put a word in with the big man upstairs to keep the festival open so I can go to Stareable Fest? Oh, man. When you think of old things, a cringy thing you did in the past, and you actually go, ugh. Have you ever done that? I've noticed that I have a form of Tourette's where it's just when I think of something cringe I've done, I literally can't not go, Like I'm in public, I'm on the subway, and I go, and then a second later, I look around. I just can't help it. For some reason, I can't help it. And I'm telling you, as shocked as you might be, unless you relate to that. Like I told you last week that I talked to myself. I'm just telling you, like, I'm observing that shit. A lot of the time I'll be in the bathroom and I'll be like, and I'll be like, yeah, sure, buddy. And I'll be thinking about something in my head and like winning an argument. I know everybody says that, but I literally like talk about it, and then I stop and I'm like, and I hear like somebody outside and I'm just like, okay, so I guess they just heard me go, yeah. And they're like, is he on the phone? Is that a really bad song that he's playing on the speakers in there? Did I imagine that? I'm going crazy. I drive my fucking family crazy because they're like, he can't possibly just be in there saying that shit to himself. My son is sane, I think. Anyway, and then I walk out the door and Duh! Sorry, just thinking about something. Spit in the corner of my mouth. Hey, I got something to say. If you're a spit in the corner of your mouth all the time person, wipe it. I know it's hard because it builds up and it's probably not your fault because who wants spit in the corner of their mouths, but suck it up. Please. Or drink more water, because it's literally foam. You're dehydrated. Something's happening. I used to have a teacher who would just start talking and be like, yeah, and it's so gross, but by the end of it, he'd be like, and you always have to make sure you're, and there'd just be like spit here, and you'd see it like on the surf, like, I don't even talk about it, spit. Grosses me out so bad. Oh my god, it's grossing me out so bad. Anyway, and I used to just be like, just wipe it, bro. You like can barely say words through it. You must know. Have a handkerchief and just every once in a while. It won't, it'll be better. Nobody's gonna mention it. Nobody's gonna mention it anyway. But at least we'll be like, he knows and he's trying. Okay. But if you're a person with spit in the corner of your mouth, wipe it. If you're a person who has ear hair sticking out of their ears, shave it. So Crystalia again. Guys, I've never done a podcast before, and I might do some things that seem like I'm stealing style. Like this voice, I realized after watching the first episode I did, is also kind of a, I see it as like a, what's his name? Johnny Carson impression that's inflated, but I also realized that is also something that Crystalia does a lot. And I was like, oh god, I'm so scared that people are going to be like, he's one of these like Gabriel Iglesias. Or was that the guy who's stealing jokes? Maybe not. I don't think it was. I take that back, Gabriel Iglesias. Whoever the other guy was who steals jokes. And that ain't me. I'm just trying to find my voice because I'm young. Trying to find my voice because I'm young and I'm not quite there yet. So just fucking bear with me. Bear with me, mom and dad. Mom and dad. I freaking hate my mom and dad. Mom and dad. Dad and mom. Dam and dom. Every single combination of mom and dad. And God forbid a stepdad gets in the mix. He wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Stepmoms, I'm cool though. I feel like that would be chill for... I don't think there are a lot of people that had issues with stepmoms. Is that a thing? Maybe they did and I just don't know because I'm a cis white male. Again. Not again. Fuck. I fucking didn't even... I can't think it... I can't say anything about that. Never mind. Can you imagine? That'd be like a great... Don't steal this. That'd be a great gag if it was like a guy just like who's accepting so hard that he's like straight white male and has nothing to say about anything, and he goes, have you heard about the controversy with that female runner who got caught with drugs and she can't go to the Olympics? Wait, never mind, I can't talk about that, sorry. Anyways, never mind. But what about that? Okay, so I was at the park the other day and I was talking to this lady and she was talking about like how this guy got canceled, and I was like, yeah, totally, no, I know he should have been. Is that... I don't know, I can't talk about that. That's the end. Anyway, that's it. How long was that? 2 minutes? Sorry. Bye. It's true. White dudes, it's not our time, man. It's not our fucking time. It is. Low key. Still. You know? So at least let's not complain because the industry is still fucking based on white dudes in most of the world. But it's slowly changing for the better. The thing is with that shit, if you're one of those people who gets fucking frustrated about that, I was a kid and I used to be like, when it was first coming out, that it was like, you know, I'd hear friends be like, that band was just a bunch of white dudes. I'm tired of that fucking bullshit. I want to see something different. Like, fuck that. I used to be like a little bit hurt, to be honest. I'd be like, well, I agree. I see what you're saying, but that's also, if I started a band, I guess that would have been my first thing that I'd probably just do with my friends who happen to also be maybe white dudes. And that kind of hurts. So I had moments like that, but fucking here's the deal. More TV theory for you bitches before I go. Yeah, it's like, okay, TV we learned in school because I went to school for radio and television, and they learned in school the theory of television is that it is supposed to be a reflection of reality. Okay? That's what television is. Okay? And I would venture to say that that's what entertainment is and what art should do as well. It should reflect reality. Okay? But I'm in the TV business, so I'm only going to speak on that. And soon enough, maybe I will be in the comedy business. If you guys decide that this is funny at all, leave a comment. I'm kidding. I'm in the comedy business. Fuck you guys. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so if you're going to reflect reality and you live in a reality where it's it's a multicultural city that I live in Toronto, and it's a globalist society, which is a positive thing in my opinion. You gotta reflect it, you know? In the 2000s, it's not like it was, it was probably like less slightly, but it wasn't vastly less multicultural. But when you go back to that time period and look at art and TV and film, all white dudes going, "You think we can do it? Yeah, I think we can. All right. Token woman because we're trying to work towards that thing. Gay guy because we're working towards that. But that's enough. Now that we showed the gay guy and we showed the woman for a second and not in a cool light at all, she's like helping. It could be the dudes again. Tom Cruise in a fucking jet." And nowadays, like, I don't know about you guys, but I watch that stuff and I'm like, oh my God, so inaccurate. And what I'm thinking isn't, oh, fuck white dudes. Okay? What I'm thinking is, fuck inaccuracy. We're not being accurate. We're not representing. That's the point of the whole fucking thing. Okay? I just nailed it. You don't need, it's not really even against white dudes. It's just because we're in the way and they're going, listen, we gotta fucking show more faces. And we're like, no, well, it's cool. What about Brad Pitt in the newest with Steve Carell? Yeah, no, sometimes maybe, because those guys are great, But we gotta kind of represent reality more. You don't go outside and it's just a bunch of, hey, Daryl, hi, Dave, hey, Dan. It's like, not that. So think of it that way if you're going to be a little butthurt little white boy about it. Little butthurt white boy about it. It's just about reflecting reality, people, okay? You just have to reflect. You just have to show what's out there. And then you're making good TV. Quick example, if you look back at the Haunted Wi-Fi, what's it called? Adult Swim pilot, which is on Haunted Wi-Fi. We have a sketch in it, which we posted separately on the channel, and it's exploded, and it has a very bittersweet response because people were really, really offended about it. It's basically this kid is headed to school for his first day of class of middle school, or I think first day of junior high. Yeah, junior high. And the whole gag is that it's set like it's like Max Keeble's Big Move, or something like that. One of those old like movies where it's like me. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Spits out his toothpaste, and then like the producer's credits are like in the mirror, and then he comes out, oh, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shit. Anyways, that kind of shit. We didn't go that far with it because we had no money. But we did that kind of shit. And the mom, like I played the mom going like, don't forget your lunch. And he's like, okay. And so you're just like, oh, this is a cute little like, just like a little scene going on. But then he gets to the school and he pulls out a fucking semi-automatic rifle and he shoots everybody. And the point of that was not to say school shooting, it's actually really, really funny. Look at this. Isn't that great? If there's a way that we can just live with it, if we can just laugh at it. I got confronted by a friend, and it's fine, and I still like this person, of course, but they were just like, yeah, I stopped watching at that point. And I was like, oh, you ran out of time? No, I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't like how that ended, how that played out. And I was just like, oh, okay, sorry. And she went, yeah, like, what are you, and she expounded, she wanted to hear, and then everybody was like sitting there just like silence because we were in a group setting, and I was just like, okay. And the reason, okay, and we had thought about this because I care about these things, okay? I care about what we're putting out there. I care what we're showing people on Reddit, whatever the fuck our fan base is. I care about what we're showing the 10 fucking people who watch our shit. The thing was, it was coming from a place of frustration, okay? Because that was a point in culture where it's still happening today, but nobody's talking about it because there's, I guess, other issues going on that's taking its place. But there's school shootings, and especially during that time, there were tons of fucking school shootings going on all the time. and kids were dying, and then fucking assholes were denying it was happening, and then, you know, teachers were jumping in front of bullets, and, you know, public schools were changing legislation so that maybe, like, in some states they were suggesting that teachers hold guns, which is so fucking stupid. But I was upset about that. So we were like, okay, so if TV is supposed to reflect reality and we are making TV, we should be reflecting reality. And in this snarky little way, we were like, okay, if you, America, are going to allow school shootings to be part of reality, and we're not going to take the guns away from people, which I'm not even saying was the solution, because that might not actually have worked. Maybe it's too late with the Constitution. Maybe it's too late to take the guns away. Not going to comment on that. All I was saying is whatever you're planning on trying to do to resolve this issue, it's not happening. And I was like, so what you're telling everybody is that this is just the way reality is. So we went, I know, we'll reflect that reality. If that's the way you want reality to be, we will make a nice, fun little intro to your favorite little, like, you know, Disney Channel movie from 2001, which I think was the year of Columbine, or it was around that time. Can't remember. It's like, what if our cute little reality that we used to believe in was interrupted by the true reality that is in our faces every day? And that was the real cultural impact of that sketch. And that's the power of my art. I love it. I'm so proud. I love it. I love that sketch. Maybe in the future I'll be like, oh, it's probably best that it, you know, didn't happen. Maybe, I don't know. But right now I still back that view and that reason why we did it. And it'll, you know, maybe just be in the zeitgeist in the future if some alien wanted to, oh, this looks like a fun thing to look at. And then they go to it and they see that. They'll be like, this is what reality was? And that was the plot of that Adult Swim show too, which was the point, is that we were getting our history lesson from the last Blockbuster, which is the last DVD store, or it was like just filled with DVDs. And instead of reading like books and shit, which had all burned up and been lost, and we had already gotten rid of the books because the internet was like it's a million years in the future, and so the internet had everything on it, but then the internet crashed, so we had no more information. But we did keep the last Blockbuster as a museum, and now that was the only way we knew about culture, and they were getting everything wrong. That's the premise of our show, and I fucking love that premise. It's really hard to explain, and that's probably why it didn't get picked up. But that's the idea, and that's why the sketch fit perfectly in there, because we're like, oh, they would be watching Max Keeble, and then they would watch Bowling for Columbine and be like, I guess this was the same thing. And then they would be like, well, here's this, and then it's their informational videos that they put together as like the dumbass like duo of like these, you know, who are supposed to be like the teachers of tomorrow after the internet exploded. And then they were just like, this is how culture was. And it's like a mixed match of like something horrible and something super innocent. So big fan of it. Theoretically has a lot of deep meaning in it. So good. Big fan. Just did that. So gross. Don't want to ever do that again. And that's that. So thank you for listening. Thank you for the video. You know, thank you for listening to the second episode. And I will catch you on the flip. I will see you on the flim flam. What did I end with last time? It was definitely this. See you later. Hi. I'll see you later. Fart. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next week on No Star Power. Please leave a fucking comment, like I said, saying hinger dinger dargan. Do not make a fucking typo, because you will get canceled by me. And leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Okay? And maybe check out that stuff I was talking about. Maybe check out our pilot. It's on Haunted Wi-Fi. Okay? And Anxiety Boys, which is also there. Check out the shit I've made, because this is my last ditch effort, bitch. Take it easy. Like this.